guys, welcome to my channel. My name's Alicia. In today's video, I am super excited because I am going to be filming the Nude Prism collection from Lunar Beauty. I picked this up the day it launched. I was on the site ready to go. I love Lunar Beauty. I love Manny MUA. So I was more than thrilled that he came out with another collection. Every time he comes out with something, I'm always like, I'm on it. So we have the full collection. I've got the eyeshadow palette, I have the blush palette, I have his sponge that he came out with, and then the 3 lip oils as well. So I used all of those today to create this makeup look, and let's go ahead and get into it. So let's go ahead and get into the eyeshadow palette first. Now, when it came to me like all wrapped up like this as far as the palettes are concerned. Very cute. These both came wrapped secure, so you know that you're going to get everything and it's not going to be broken, which I can appreciate. And this is the actual packaging of the palette here. I think it is so pretty, but let's go ahead and get into the actual product. I will say though, look at his attention to detail on everything, and then this carries over to the back as well. It is just so beautiful. I love his aesthetics. That is why this is one of my tippy top favorite brands. Right, so this is the cover of this palette. Absolutely gorgeous. Now, I do have some others to compare. So here is this one here. This was the Strawberry Dream. And as you can tell, this one is just slightly larger. This is the Nude Prism here. Now let's look at Eternal Eclipse. Same deal with Eternal Eclipse. This one is just a little bit bigger. Now you open it up and of course you have that large mirror in there. All right, and this is what the color story looks like. You have got 18 different shades in here. You've got a row of shimmers, and then both of these are mattes. So I think you can really get a lot of depth, a lot of shaping and contouring to the eye, which I love because you do have all of those matte shades. I feel like the more matte shades you have in a palette, really kind of the more options you have. I'm starting to like mattes a whole lot more and more. Of course, I am a shimmer girl. I always put a shimmer on the lid, but having said that, I do like that you have some variation in terms of the mattes in here. Now, I want to compare the Lunar Eclipse. So you can see here, I mean, these are very different. You're going to have some similar shades just because, I mean, you've got crease shades and things like that. Like this is similar to this, you know what I mean? But overall, the feel of these palettes are extremely different. And I will show you the Strawberry Dream as well. Here is the Strawberry Dream here. And as you can tell, completely different vibes. All right, so something else you may have noticed in comparing those two palettes is that the prior palettes had 15 shades. This palette has got 18. So I'm going to go ahead and give you guys some swatches. Just FYI, the way I'm going to do the swatches is I'm going to do them down in rows like that. Okay, so here is the palette all swatched out here, and as you can tell, this is like everything you need for a very everyday neutral eye look. You can go very deep because you do have that black in there. You also have a dark brown. I love this dark like reddish brown shade. This is Bloom For You. It's got a lot of burgundy in it. And I love the pinks that you have as well. So I think you can get some different kinds of looks in here as well. So we're going to go ahead and get started with the eye look. I pulled you guys in a little bit closer, and the only thing I've done so far is prime my eyelids with my MAC Painterly Paint Pot, and we are going to go ahead and get right in with this palette. I love so many of these colors. I think the first one that I'm going to go in with is this one right here. It's called I'm Shy. And I'm going to take a big fluffy blending brush. I've really been loving this one from Laura Lee Los Angeles. This is her L26. And it just is so freaking soft, like the perfect shape, and it just gets in there so good. Now, as usual, I'm just going to do one eye on camera, the other off of camera, just for the sake of time, because we have got a lot to review in this collection. So I want to keep it as short as possible. Blended out heavenly. Now there is some kick up in this palette. I'll show you on the next shade because I just blew that away. But all right, now I'm going to take a little bit more of a precise blending brush. This is the tapered blending brush from Luxie, and I'm going to go into this like pukey type of color. I love colors like this. But this is the shade T, so it's kind of like a mustardy brown type of vibe. So I'm going to take that and I'm going to put it in the crease as well, just a little bit lower. All right, you can see how nicely those shades are going together. Now I'm going to take this brush I got from Dominique Cosmetics. This is the Blend and Shade brush. Again, I got this on sale and I've been using it nonstop. I picked this up when I got her Moment palette. All right, I'm going to go into this right here, which is Classic. This is just kind of a warmer brown type of shade. It's got a little bit of orange to it. I really like the different variation of neutrals and browns in this palette. You've got a lot of different undertones. You've got cooler undertones, you've got more neutral undertones, you've got warmer undertones. Literally like everything you need to make whatever kind of neutral eye look you're looking for. So I'm just packing that on the outer corner. As far as the lid goes, I think I'm going to use this shade right here, which is Your Golden. I'm going to put that on with my finger. So pretty. I always think, you know, for the most part, shimmers just apply better with the warmth of your finger. I think you get the most pigment that way. It blends the best. It's like a win-win. All right, now when I get to this matte shade over here, I'm literally just kind of tapping around where those two colors are meeting because I want them to look seamless. All right, another brush from Laura Lee Los Angeles I have been loving is this one right here. This is the L28, and it is just such a nice shade. I'm going to go back in with that shade Tease because I want to bring some more of that like orangey type of vibe back. So I'm going to dip in there and I'm going to look down right where that shimmer ends on the lid. That's where I'm going to place this. And I'm just placing it lightly and kind of dusting this around. Just to bring some of that warmth back on the lid. Okay. Now I'm going to go in with a little liner brush, and I want to go into this dark brown shade here. This is the shade Moody, and I'm going to line my upper eyelid with this. So I always start at the outer corner with the tip pointed towards the outside, if that makes sense. And I don't do like a wing or anything. I really just follow my natural lash line. The key here, I just want to make my eyelashes look thicker. So I'm going to start over there on that corner, and as I come in, as I get towards the middle, I really want this to fade in to my actual lashes. I don't like pulling this all the way in because I don't think it looks natural doing it that way. So it's just a preference. I mean, if you like doing that, then go for it. Okay, that's it as far as the eyes are concerned. I am going to go ahead and catch up the other eye, and then we will be back to do the base. Okay, I wanted to show you what this palette looks like after I did, you know, my full eye look. As you can tell, there's like a little bit of kick up, but nothing like too severe. I mean, it's really minimal. But I also wanted to say that I think you could really do your base first. I don't think you have to do your eyes first with this because there's like no fallout, which I'm very happy to report. Now, if you can see this over here, that's just because I was trying to do my eye look really quick. So that's on me. But yeah, there is like no fallout. Even with that super dark brown that we used, I didn't have anything fall out on my face. So I just wanted to mention that really quick. Next up is a sponge, and this is called the Liquid and Powder Multi-Purpose Beauty Sponge. Now, I didn't see this specific one for sale on his website, but in general, his sponges are like $10. So I'm going to go ahead and get this out of the package. All right, so I've got a dry beauty blender. This is just the classic beauty blender. I think this is the best sponge. I don't think anything beats this, honestly. This one is a whole lot more dense whenever it's dry. Like this one, as you can tell, there's a lot more give to it, which means it's going to be like a lot more porous. This one is just a lot denser. So I'm going to go ahead and wet this one and see, you know, how big this one gets. Be right back. This thing literally like doubled in size. So it's feeling a whole lot better now. I'm going to go ahead and I think I'm going to go ahead and use this foundation today. This is the Il Makiage Next Gen Full Coverage Foundation, and this is in the shade After Party. I've been trying to use this with a sponge because I think it does like shear it out just a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and put this. I'm just going to put 2 pumps of that. And I also think I'm going to put a little bit, I haven't tried this little concoction, but I'm going to try to put a little bit of this NARS. This is the Tinted Glow Booster. You can wear this alone, you can wear it under foundation, and you can use it mixed in with your foundation, which is what I'm going to try here, just to see if it makes it look a little bit more skin-like. So I'm just going to go ahead and kind of mix these two here together. And I probably have way too much because that Next Gen is such a full coverage foundation. I do not like it with a brush at all. But I have been like tolerating it with a sponge. So maybe this NARS will even help it out a little bit more. We'll see. All right, I'm going to kind of start there and see if we need more. All right, it has been a while since I actually used a sponge though to get ready. Like I said, I've kind of tested this foundation out a few times with it, but in general, I either use like my brush, which is just a flat top kabuki brush from It Cosmetics, or my fingers because that's the quickest method. But this one does feel really nice, I will say. And I like the shape of it as well. Now, I do have a video with this foundation that I will link down below. I feel like the Il Makiage foundations are so hyped up. I mean, every time I get like on Facebook, it's always on there. So you guys will have to let me know, did I just get the wrong one? Have y'all ever tried it? You got any recommendations for me with this one? I've been trying to make this one work because I did get 2 shipments of it, so it would be nice if I could get it to work. And even the shade match, like, It's close, but definitely not a perfect shade match. But this sponge does feel really, really nice. And it doesn't look like it's taking away, you know, too much coverage, like it's soaking in too much product. So I like that. All right, I'm just gonna kind of go over one more time and just kind of make sure, like one final time, everything is blended out. Okay. Holy crap. My neck looks like a completely different color. I'm just gonna kind of try to drag a little bit of this down. Okay. And as you can tell, I got way too much product. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and put on a little bit of Shape Tape Concealer. This is in the shade 12N, which is fair neutral. And I'm just going to put a little bit of this under the eyes, a little bit right there, just to brighten. That's really all this is going to be for, is just to kind of help us brighten and even out the color here. So I'm going to take the opposite side of where I did my foundation, and I am just going to do the concealer using this part. I do like the shape of this though. Like I said, I think it's really comfortable to kind of hold and use. And I think you could use this like several different times, you know, before you actually have to like wash it, which I know, I mean, that's like a dirty girl thing to say, but I mean, that's life. Who's washing their sponge after every time they use it? You kind of use one side and then flip it over the next day and use that side. And then I'd probably give it a little wash. Wow. I really, really do like this sponge, I will say. It is blending everything out just seamlessly, but it's not taking away too much coverage. Like some sponges, they just like soak up all the product, and you know, you have to like keep applying, keep applying, keep applying. And this one, not so much, but it still blends everything out so good, and it feels so nice. Okay. I honestly, as dense as this was whenever I first opened it up, I did not expect to like it. So this was like really surprising actually, and I do really, really like this. All right, I'm gonna go ahead, set my face. I'm gonna put on my bronzer. I'm gonna do my brows, put on my highlighter, and then we will be back for the rest of this collection. Okay, I'm gonna run you through what I put on the rest of my face really quick. So I set everything down with the Bobbi Brown. This is a very sheer powder, and that's why I love it, but it really sets everything down. This is the shade Pale Yellow, and I do think this is worth the price. For bronzer, I used my little mini Fenty. This is in Shady Biz. Honestly, it's not my favorite, to be honest with you. I prefer kind of a darker bronzer, honestly. For my highlighter, I actually used two, which is a little bit extra. This is from the same brand, RMS Beauty. This is the Living Glow Face and Body Powder. This is a full size, and it's a loose highlighter, as you can tell, but this is what I used on my cheekbones. Also use this under the brow, a little bit above the brow. As far as the tip of my nose and like my Cupid's bow here, I used this one. This is a little mini of their pressed luminizing powder, and this is in Grande Dame, I don't know. this is the shade here. These are beautiful highlighting powders, and you can get these from Sephora. And then for my brows, of course, I use my Anastasia Dip Brow Pomade, and this thing is getting so bare, but as you saw, I do have a backup of this if you caught my collection video. Now we are going to go ahead and do the lower lash line. So I think I'm going to go back into this shade right here, which is Tease. That, of course, is that shade we put all throughout the crease. I'm going to use a little pencil brush. This is actually from Lunar Beauty. This is his number 6 brush. I do like his eye brushes. This one I use every single day. I want to get his face brushes as well. If anybody has gotten his face brushes, let me know how those work if you guys are liking them. Alright, so I'm putting this orangish brown, camel color, you know, brown, all throughout the lower lash line. Then I'm going to take a little smudger brush, and I'm going to go into that dark brown shade, Moody, and I'm just going to put that on the very outer corner over here and just kind of smudge that around. Okay. Then with nothing on this kind of little fluffy crease brush, I always like to just kind of go over everything just to really blend it out. Right, and with a little tiny pencil brush, I honestly don't really see anything in here I want to use for the inner corner, so not with this look anyway. I think I'm going to go back into this RMS Beauty pressed highlighter, and I'm going to put that right here on the inner corner. And I do this a lot of times, whatever, you know, highlighter I'm using, that's usually what I put in the inner corner, just so everything is kind of cohesive and blends together. And that is popping in the inner corner. All right, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do my other eye, put on my mascara, and then we'll be back for the blush palette as well as his lip oils. All right, next up, let's go into the blush palette again. Absolutely gorgeous packaging. Oh man, it's so pretty. You open it up and the palette is equally as gorgeous. You have got a nice mirror in this palette as well, and this is what these blush colors look like. Absolutely love them. I do have his prior blush palette. Let me grab that really quick. And here are the shades of this one. So this one, as you can tell, is a little bit more poppy. I love this like magenta, like pink up here. I love that orangey shade at the bottom. But yeah, I definitely think these are different enough to constitute getting both of them. These two shades I feel like are a little bit similar. Beautiful. And Stargaze is what I was thinking. But actually those are not similar at all. They looked like it in the pan a little bit when I was holding them side by side, but they're actually very different. So here are swatches of the blush shades, and I honestly love them. I think they are so beautiful, gorgeous, like everyday shades for me. And then I do like these pops here as well. I think this orange actually would make you, like if you had a nice tan, that orange would look so pretty. But usually like oranges and bright pinks like that, they really do just like bring your face to life. All right, I think I'm going to use this shade right here, which is Beauty. And I'm just going to use the classic brush that I normally do. So pretty. I love his blush formula. It's pigmented, but it's blendable, and it's also buildable as well. It's like the best of all worlds. Love his packaging, so stunning. And you are getting 6 blush shades in here for $35. I think that is amazing. There's like no kick up with these blushes either. They're so creamy. All right, whatever's left, I'll usually bring it up to my temples. All right, as usual, I'm going to take my big fluffy brush, blend everything out. I'm going to set everything down with my Urban Decay De-Slick. My shirt has got my setting spray all over it now. All right, we are going to go ahead now and get into these lip products. So these are lip oils. So this is a new formula for Manny. This is the packaging here. I think it's so freaking pretty. So you've got Expose Me, Kiss Me, and Dare Me. These retail for $18 each. I didn't see where he had a set of these, unless maybe that sold out on his website, but I did not see that. The only way I saw that you could get like a full set of these in particular was with this full collection. So this one right here is Expose Me, and this one just looks like a clear liquid gloss, which I happen to love. I think it just makes your lips look so full and juicy. This one is Dare Me, so this one has got like a little hint of pink in it. Although I don't think any of these are going to show up with like pigment on your lips, you know. Ooh, this one has got pink. Maybe this is more of like a peachy tone here. All right, which one are we going to use? I think I'm going to use this peachy one. Let's see if it's got that classic Lunar Beauty smell. This smells like strawberry. Usually, you know, his lip glosses smell amazing. It smells like old school, like lip smacker, like vanilla frosting is what his lip glosses smell like. This one is strawberry, which is very interesting. I like the mix. I like that it's something new, you know? Feels very good, very good. All right, classic. I mean, his lip formulas are so freaking good. Like, his lip gloss formula is one of my all-time favorites. This feels so luxe and just really hydrated, and it's not one of those lip oils that is like super thin. This is a thicker like lip oil formula, so it really like coats your lips nicely and just feels really cushiony. So I really like it. I'm gonna smell one of these two just to make sure they all smell like strawberry. Oh my god, they do. They do. It smells so good. Alright guys, so let's talk about this collection. I really like the finished look that we got. Let's talk about each individual piece and like the pricing of everything. So the eyeshadow palette, he kept this at like his normal price as like the 15 shades, but you're getting 18 in here. This retails for $18. I love the shades in here. I love that you have like more neutral tones. You've got some pinks, you've got some like orangey colors, you've got neutrals, you've got more cool tone shades when I'm looking at these two. So I like the mix that you have. I love that you've got a dark brown, dark black, and then you've also got, sorry, dark brown, dark black, and then you've also got like this burgundy type of shade in here as well. Is this a necessity? Honestly, no. I mean, you probably have shades like this. Probably, you know, you may not have them all together in one concise palette, but you probably can find these shades in your collection. So it's just going to be if it's up, you know, if you think it's worth it to pick this up. But I do like having them all in one place. I do love the quality of these eyeshadows. Everything blended so nicely. It was so easy to use, and I freaking love the packaging of this. So happy to add that to my collection. As far as the blush palette, this retails for $35. Again, Absolutely gorgeous packaging. The moons on here are raised. You can feel these flowers on here as well, which I didn't mention, but on both of these palettes you can feel the flowers raised. I think the attention to detail again is just chef's kiss. And here are the blush shades here. I think these are like 4 everyday shades for me, and then I do like that you have the 2 pops. I think I like this blush palette even better than the Moon Prism blush palette. This I think is a must. I really love this blush palette. Something that I was surprised on is this sponge. Really love this sponge. I could definitely see me using this more and more. So if I get back on a sponge kick, you know, this may be the one. But $10, that's not a bad price. And I think this performs, I don't know, the classic beauty blender is like such a love of mine, but this did perform, I think, like equally as well. And then the lip oils. These retail for $18 each, and I think you can only get the full collection of these in the full like Nude Prism collection from his website. These smell really good. Again, I don't think you're gonna get, you know, different really colors on your lips. I think this is probably what you're gonna get. So if you want to pick up one just to try it out, if you like, you know, strawberries, you want that strawberry scent, if you want something just moisturizing to throw in your purse, I think one of these is worth it. Or the only other way that I would get all 3 of these is if you get the full collection like I did. So let's talk about some little bundles that he has. You can get these 2 palettes for $70 and you're saving $13 there. Or you can get the full collection, and if you're getting the full collection, you're saving a total of $37. So that is what I opted to do. I really love Lunar Beauty. As I mentioned, that is one of my all-time favorite brands now. I always am on the lookout for what Manny comes out with because he always like knocks it out the park. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll catch you in my next one. Bye.